Hey there, executive leaders. Today, we're diving into one of the hottest topics in business: how leaders can thrive in economic turbulence. Fasten your seatbelts because it's a bumpy ride ahead. Economic uncertainty is now reluctantly the new norm. Over the past few years, we've seen recession risks, rising inflation, fluctuating interest rates, supply chain disruptions, and geopolitical instability. It's a whirlwind out there, and the only way to stay ahead is by adopting proactive strategies. Let's break it down. First, let's look at recession risks, inflation, and fluctuating interest rates. Economic cycles are increasingly more unpredictable than ever, and leading financial institutions continue to sound the alarm on potential recessions. In the past 2 years, global inflation averaged a hefty 6.8%, according to the International Monetary Fund. Central banks across the globe have been raising interest rates, making borrowing even more expensive. The World Bank, on the other hand, predicted a global GDP growth slowdown to just 2.1%. So, what does this actually mean for your organization? As rising operational costs squeeze profit margins, and the higher interest rates complicate strategic investment decisions, wage demands justifiably skyrocket as employees seek to keep up with inflation. It's a never-ending vicious cycle. Here's how we believe this conundrum can be tackled. Start with financial resilience planning by conducting stress test scenarios to model economic impacts. Then aim for a strategic approach that will help the organization to optimize costs without sacrificing growth. Top of mind should always be crucial automation, supply chain efficiencies, and strategic workforce planning. Implement adaptive pricing strategies using data-driven models. And diversify those revenue streams to reduce dependence on single markets or products. Why not take a leaf out of Procter & Gamble's book whilst at it? In 2023, they successfully mitigated inflationary pressures by implementing strategic price adjustments and enhancing operational efficiencies. They kept their profitability strong despite unavoidable rising costs. Now, on to supply chain disruptions and geopolitical instability. Supply chains are currently more vulnerable than ever, thanks to geopolitical tensions, trade restrictions, and climate-related events. Businesses must develop agile supply chain strategies to mitigate risks and ensure continuity. Next, let's look at the key trends. Geopolitical risks like US-China trade tensions, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and the instability in the Middle East continue to disrupt global trade. On the other hand, energy markets are unstable, impacting transportation and manufacturing costs. These developments are forcing many companies to shift from globalization to regionalization, prioritizing nearshoring to enhance supply chain resilience. The resultant impact? Production delays, rising logistics costs, and regulatory complexities. But don't fret. Here's what we think your game plan should be. Implement supply chain resilience frameworks. Think multi-sourcing strategies and stronger supplier partnerships. Invest in digital supply chains with AI-driven analytics to enhance demand forecasting and logistics optimization. Establish strong and capable teams to monitor and respond to global political developments. And shift towards sustainable and local sourcing to reduce reliance on volatile international markets. In 2023, Apple, as a good example, accelerated their supply chain diversification efforts, reducing reliance on China by expanding manufacturing operations in India and Vietnam to mitigate geopolitical risks. In conclusion, it is a no-brainer that building a future-ready organization is imperative. Economic uncertainty and market volatility are unavoidable, but executive leaders who adopt strategic agility, financial prudence, and operational resilience can position their organizations for sustained success. By integrating proactive risk management, diversifying business operations, and leveraging technological advancements, astute executive leaders will be able to navigate economic turbulence and emerge stronger. Remember, resilience in times of uncertainty isn't about predicting the future, it's about preparing for multiple possibilities. Therefore, the ability to adapt, innovate, and lead decisively will define your success in the years ahead. Until our next Flossom Wisdom Nudge, stay strong, stay agile, and keep leading with purpose. Adios.